Welcome students to Industrial Psychology 5th unit. This is the last unit of the subject. In this we are going to study various important things related to job in an industrial setup. So we are going to understand what are the job related factors, job design, human factors, engineering information, input processes, mediation processes, action processes, methods design, workspace arrangements, and human factors in job design. And then we'll go forward to the next section where can have a glimpse over the accident and safety rules in industry. What are the costs, human and economic cost of accidents, accident record and statistics, and what are the causes of accidents and how accidents can be avoided, and how accidents can be reduced in industries. So this is what we are going to learn in this fifth one. So first let us start with job design. What is job design? Okay, any employee can start working for a job once he knows what he has to do in the job. So the main important things here are the task, the duties, the responsibilities, what qualifications he should possess, what knowledge he should possess about the methods of doing that task, and what kind of relationship should he maintain with the machine, the men, and the material. Those are required to perform the given set of a job. So therefore, job design is nothing but outlining all these things at one place. Job design means outlining the task, duties, responsibilities, qualifications, methods, and relationships required to perform a given set of a job. It is also a process of work arrangement or rearrangement aimed at reducing or overcoming job dissatisfaction and employee alienation arising from repetitive and mechanistic tasks. So, it is not only a list of duties, responsibilities, qualifications, everything that is required for a candidate to know about the job. It is also a process of arrangement so that the employee do not get bored or frustrated doing that job. Routine work is usually involved, right? So repeating the same things will lead to boredom. So job design is nothing but work arrangement or rearrangement. Through job design, organizations try to raise productivity levels by offering non-monetary rewards such as greater satisfaction from a sense of personal achievement in meeting the increased challenge or responsibility of one's work. So, what is the reason that job design has been used in organizations and industries? It is to improve productivity. It is to give not only see when any employee is working, he will be paid money, that is monetary rewards. But there is another reward and that is non-monetary, and that is mostly job satisfaction, such as greater satisfaction from a sense of personal achievement in meeting the increased challenge and responsibility of one's work. So the outcomes of job design could be job enlargement, that is horizontal loading of duties and responsibilities in the job, and then job enrichment is vertical loading of duties and responsibilities, whereas job rotation is same employee is made to do different jobs. Job simplification, or you can take it as work simplification. These are the various techniques used in job design exercise. So therefore, job design is not just a concept, it's a process. Okay, it's a process of rework arrangement or rearrangement. Then going further, what to be considered before designing a job? There are four important things but that those are to be considered before designing a job. The first one is task. Second one is motivation, then resources and rewards. What task has to be designed has to be understood by the person who is designing a job. they should write down or note down the task, and also consult the subordinates or superiors so that no task is left untouched. And motivation, the motivation levels required to do that task, and also the person who is designing a job should be motivated enough to design the job. And resources, what are the resources required to design the job, and also when job is designed, what is required to perform that job should be noted down. What kind of material is required, what kind of machines, how many people are required to complete that task. Okay, what kind of support is required by the already existing people in the organization, how much money has to be given to the employer. So these are few things that job designer should consider. Next one is rewards. How are you going to compensate for the task he is doing? Okay, so that is what is called rewards. Rewards could be of two types: monetary reward and non-monetary reward. So here, before designing a job, the employee should consider, the person who is designing a job should see what kind of, how much is he getting paid in, that is monetary terms, and non-monetary terms is what kind level of job satisfaction he might derive. Okay, and what kind of hygiene factors will be given to the employee. So therefore, these are the four important concepts to be kept in mind: task, motivation, resources, and rewards. Going further, we'll understand what is job redesign. So let us first understand again, put a glimpse on job design. Job design means the ways that decision makers choose to organize work responsibilities, duties, activities, and tasks. Job redesign thus involves changing work responsibilities, duties, activities, and tasks. This is also sometimes called as work redesign. So here, job design means, as I told you, it is to organize the task, responsibilities, qualifications, resources required to do that job. See, once a job is designed, it is not a hard and fast rule that it is the perfect job. Everything is done completely or perfectly. It has to be redesigned depending on the requirements. For example, earlier there were there were normally machines which were mechanically operated in industries, but later they all are computer enabled machines. Okay, touch screen machines, right? So just you have to touch and give the input and the machine will do. Otherwise, so like that. So the job has changed now for the person who is operating that machine. So therefore, his responsibilities, his tasks, his monetary rewards, everything will be changing, right, over time. So job design, redesign is an improved version of job design. Okay. Then next one is, although job analysis as just described is important for an understanding of the existing job, organization must plan for new jobs and periodically consider whether they should revise the existing jobs. Yeah, that's what I told you. No, earlier we had mechanical operated, I mean manually operated machines, but now we have all computerized, aided, or somewhere where softwares are doing the job of a person or an employee or a worker. So so for that, you cannot go with the same routine manual kind of thing. You have to get it improved. So how will you do it? It is through job redesign. Okay, so to design jobs effectively, a person must thoroughly understand the job itself through job analysis and place its place in the larger work unit's workflow process through workflow analysis. So to design jobs or to be design jobs, a person who is designing a job should understand what role that job plays in the entire work process flow of the organization. What is his contribution towards the organization? how much output he is giving or how much productivity is being given. So therefore, these things are to be effectively understood so that the workflow process is smooth and it is redesigned effectively. Okay, so that's why here we have understood what is job redesign and how, when, at what time we have to redesign the job and what is to be done to redesign it is to thoroughly understand the job and also the workflow process of the organization. So these three things we have understood in this job redesign concept. Going further, job design, as I told you, there are four factors already discussed in the previous unit that affects job. Okay, design for efficiency. Okay, these are the few four reasons, main objectives to design a job. Design for efficiency, design for motivation, design for mental capacity, and design for safety and health. Okay, so every work, whatever is being done in an industry, it is to contribute to the efficiency of the organization. So job design is also a process where efficiency is the objective. Then motivation. Okay, when new jobs and duties and responsibilities are given to an employee, he'll get motivated to do the work. Enlargement is job enlargement is same type of work is given to the employee, and job enrichment is higher order work. Okay, where he has to acquire new skills or new decisions to be made. Teamwork, flexibility, job flexibility, all these are provided so that he get motivated to do the job. Designed for safety and health. Okay, a job is designed so that he performs it according to the requirements and also the best way or the best method is found and then it is done. That is ergonomics. Okay, the hand movements, the leg movements, the most efficient way to complete a specific task without any safety and health hazards. Okay, next one is design for mental capacity. Once job is designed, he will, the employee or the worker or the job holder will come to know about the instructions. Okay, various symbols. In the last unit we have learned various symbols used for display of information that is very much required and memory aids. Okay, so which will improve the mental capacity to perform the job. So already if you understand thoroughly through these four things, then only you can perform the job in an industrial setup. So job design is an important concept in both product and service oriented organizations in an industry so that job efficiency can be achieved. Okay, so the basic four objectives here that we discussed are design for efficiency, design for motivation, design for safety and health, design for mental capacity. Going further, design process. So today, let us understand what is job design process. First one is deciding the contents of the job, what should be there in the job, then deciding methods and processes to carry out the job, and the third one is making optimized use of job or work time so that job or work time should not be wasted as time is money and time cannot be earned but can be saved by making efficient use of it. Fourth one is avoiding manual tasks if can be handled by machines or automated. And fifth one is synchronization of work and no conflict with other jobs. And the last one is deciding the relationship that exists in the organization. So, first step here is in the job design process is to decide the contents of the job. Okay, all the duties, tasks, responsibilities, what an employee has to do should be listed. That is contents of the job. Okay, next task. What is he going to do? Which machine is he going to operate? Is he going to operate machine or not? To whom is he going to report? Okay, what type of level of performance is required, okay, and what capability is there in the employee. All these are nothing but contents of the job, and where he has to report, how many times he has to report in a day. And there maybe so there could be various plants or industries, so which plant or industry or which department he is going to work, okay, and how will he actually contribute to the organization in the workflow process, okay, how important it is for the employee job in the organization. So these are nothing but the contents of the job. Next one is deciding methods and processes to carry out the job. Then, once all the contents, tasks, responsibilities, duties are written, the various methods are to be explored. Okay, it can be explored uh, by searching the literature or the previous methods being used in the organization, or you can also get a comparison from the same type of organizations having the same jobs. So with these various ways you can actually explore the methods and processes to carry out a specific job. Next one is making optimized use of job or work time, so that job or work time should not be wasted, as time is money and time cannot be earned but can be saved by making efficient use. So once everything is written, that is the contents of the job, and each tasks, the various methods of doing it is assessed. Next you have to optimize each method, okay, so that the work is done in the least time with the best way possible, okay, that is efficiency, right? So time should not be wasted, it should be optimized, okay, maximum benefit should be achieved by doing that task using that specific method that is to be taken care of by the person who is designing the job. Next one is avoiding manual tasks if can be handled by machines or automated. So you can see that in this time and day you have been observing that human beings working in an industrial setup are being replaced with the machines. So manual tasks should be much avoided, and machines or automation should be brought in, so that there could be less interference of people and more of machine, because machine, once you give the input they give the output, whereas people may take more time, which is one of the important resources in an industry, and maybe there could be some maybe defects or deficiencies that could be the reason for the low productivity. So we should see to it that any task being given like filtering, lathing, or any anything. So during that process, sorting. These are few things which usually happen in industries or factories. So at those things, how can how can machines handle it properly? That should be seen. Manual work should be avoided as much as possible, so that when machines are being installed, they'll give you a longer life, and also they automatically do the things without any interference from human beings. Okay, next one is synchronization of work and with no conflict with others. Okay, so the job should be designed in such a way that other jobs should not be affected. The task and all should be related to the employee itself. Okay, it should be secluded. Okay, it should be isolated, and then it should have synchronization. See, as I told you, it's a workflow. In the workflow process, many people will do the job, right? So many jobs are there, so one after the other the process, the product reaches the final stage from raw materials to finished good. So there are different jobs. So from one to second, from second to third point, from third to fourth, the product should flow smoothly without any conflict with the other jobs. It could be a product or it could be a service. Okay, so see, it should synchronize. The job should synchronize with the work of the organization, and also without any conflict from the without any conflict arising out of other jobs. Next one is deciding the relationship which exists in the organization. So this is also very important. Like, who is going to report to whom? Who is your boss? Okay, and to whom are you the boss? So these are the relationships. What relationship do you maintain with your supervisor? Who will be your supervisor? Whom are you going to report the work? Who are going to report to you for the work being delegated? To whom can you delegate the work? Okay, what relationship you have with your colleagues, and then the relationship with the top management. All these are few relationships. The few organizations are closed organizations, few are open relations where the open communication is actually supported. Okay, so here also the relationship between the employees is assessed, right? So these are the steps of job design process. Deciding the contents of the job, designing methods and processes, optimizing the work, avoiding manual tasks and replacing with machineries or automation, synchronization of work with other jobs, and also relationship synchronization that exists in the organization. So these are few job design steps in job design process. Going further, this is the structure of a job. Okay, so job design decisions are related to the nature of the job design. First one is who, what, where, when, why. So these questions have to be answered so that a job can be structured or designed. Who is going to do it? What is he going to do it? Where is he going to do it? Okay, when is he going to do it? Why is he going to do it, and how? So who is going to do it? The mental and physical characteristics of the workforce or the employee has to be written, has been noted down. What kind of physical or mental or educational qualifications are required? Okay, for in that is to be seen in an employee so that he can, or the worker, so that he can do the work. Okay, so who? Next one is what are the tasks that he has to perform. Okay, or those tasks do those tasks needs some special training, or is he already trained? Okay, or like is he going to train others and then carry out the work? So like that, the task to be performed has to be known first. Then where, as I told you, industries usually have different plants at various places. Like geographical locale of the organization, location of the work areas. Okay, so there should be a specific mention of in which factory or in which land and in which department is he going to work. See, that is to be decided in job design. When, time of the day, what are the timings, what are the shifts, and what, the workflow, where does he the time of occurrence start. If a product is passing through various stages, so at what time in the workflow the work is required. Okay, next one is why. Organizational rationale for the job, objectives and motivation of the worker. Okay, what is the reason for the organization to have this job? Okay, can we avoid this job, or can we what synchronize the job with other jobs and eliminate this job? Okay, But if the job is very much required, what are the objectives? And how much motivation levels are required in a worker to perform the job? So these questions to be answered in this section. The last one is how method of performance and motivation. What kind of method will be used to perform the job? Okay, and this, as I told you, you have to explore from literature, from the previous methods used in the organization, or you can search the internet or other resources, or you can find out from other industries of same type, and then come with a conclusion as to the various methods that are being used to perform the job. So ultimately, when these questions are answered, your job is designed, the job structure is made. So with this, I think this is enough for the class. So these are the various factors or nature of job design or characteristics of job design. These questions need to be answered so that the person who is designing the job could actually structure the job properly. So let us today recapitulate what we have done today. Okay, so in unit 5, actually, we started with job design. We discussed about the various definitions or meanings of job design, and is it a method or a concept, and how productivity levels could be increased, and what are the various techniques that are being used in job design, like job enlargement, enrichment, rotation, simplification, and what are the factors to be considered before designing a job, and what is job redesigning, how is it different from job designing, and how important it is for the employee to understand the job, and how uh, what place in the larger work units workflow process does it take, and job design process objectives. So design for efficiency, design for motivation, design for safety and health, and design for mental capacity. Then the job design process is understood, and next one is nature of job design or characteristics of job design. What job design decisions are to be made. So with this, I think this class is enough. In the next class, we are going to learn about approaches, techniques of job design in detail, and factors affecting job design. Okay, uh, right. So this with this, let us finish the